welcome to the channel. I'm Demedia, your host. In this channel, I will be sharing with you stocks and strategies that will help get me to my next $1 million. I'm not really a day trader anymore. I'm after the exponential gains. To me, investment is finding the next superstar and holding on to it for the long haul. Otherwise, you're just going to be paying Uncle Sam 25% on capital gains on short-term trades. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me. If you like what you hear, then help me beat the evil YouTube algorithm by smashing all the YouTube buttons together, or simply hit like and commenting below. If you are ready to invest, consider using the 2 links in the description box to start an account with Webull or Robinhood and earn free stocks. With Webull, you get 4 free stocks, and you can trade before and after hours. It's all free money, so why not? Okay, let's dig in for the next superstar stock.
And I got a little record button up on my side, so.
I'm going to mute myself. Steve, if I send you notes, I'll do it in Teams, okay?
You'll do it in Teams. Okay, I'll have my Teams open for you. So I'm ready to receive anything you got, Doug.
That's frozen. Fantastic. Have a good call, guys.
Thanks, Doug. I know for myself, I've only invested in the company for about, I think I made the video about 2 weeks ago. So that was about the time when I invested. So I'm just here wanting to know more about the company, you, and the robotic and artificial intelligence and physical security space.
Thanks for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here. I look for opportunities to share what we're doing. I know what we're doing is really cool. I know that it's a little bit complicated. So opportunities that I have, I seize because it's, number one, it's fun, it's my passion, and number two, I like having educated and informed investors and traders as part of the Red Army. Very important to me.
Thank you very much. So with that said, I know that many viewers in my channel and beyond may not know much about Aitx and robotic and physical security. So if you don't mind talking a little bit about your company and the space that we are in discussion.
Absolutely. So, I'm a longtime security guy. I had my first security company when I was 23 years old, and I just moved to the States from Canada, and I ran that company for 8 years. And obviously, I learned a lot, and now I'm part of the industry. Throughout that experience, I learned that more or less we have 2 existing industries under the security industry umbrella, so to speak. The first is man guarding. And by different calculations, the calculation that I pick is that it's worth about $25 billion in terms of what its annual revenues are. And then on the other side, we have what was called physical security integration, which is cameras, access control, and so forth. And those as well are about $25 billion. Now, there's inherent challenges in each of these industries that the industries themselves haven't been successful at really fixing. So for example, on man guarding, we've got issues with turnover, increased wages, customer unsatisfaction, risks to human beings, so forth. Okay? Just inherent problems in that industry. And I give tremendous credit to everybody in that industry who has managed to create this business and keep thriving despite these challenges. Very difficult business. Very, very impressed with what the dealers do in that space. On this side, we have challenges really revolving around a very mature market. Again, a race to the bottom on pricing, which man guarding has as well. Really, I would say stagnant technology, just kind of generally doing the same thing that we did yesterday, a lack of true innovation. So I'm looking at it, and personally, I started coding when I was 10 years old, and I wrote, whatever, a little book on artificial intelligence when I was 19, blah, 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 right? So I'm deep in this stuff and been a serial entrepreneur since, 19 years old, right? So I'm like, I'm going to marry different passions, interests, industry experience together, and I'm going to create this new venture called Robotic Assistance Devices. And I'm going to build that into the third industry that's going to fall under the security umbrella. So what we're going to have is we're going to have man guarding, we're going to have physical security, and in the middle, we're going to have what we call autonomous remote services. And Andrew, I know I'm just talking. Do you want me to take a breath? Do you want to pipe in, or do you want me to talk?
No, continue. This is really interesting stuff.
Great. Okay, so in my style of being transparent and sharing and accessible, I certainly encourage everybody to either go to the aitx.ai website or the Robotic Assistance Devices website. You can download the manifesto for autonomous remote services. So everything that I'm saying is public, is out there. That manifesto, I think, has been downloaded, I want to say about 2,500 times, which is a pretty wide distribution for an industry-specific niche piece. So I'm pretty proud of that. But what it talks about is how in these two circles that are really disparate, we're creating this new circle in between the two. And this new circle is going to take a little chunk out of man guarding, and a little chunk could be $2.5 billion worth, and a little chunk out of physical security, which again could be another $2.5 billion worth. And on top of that, we're going to do new stuff that's new creation. So when we create a new business, we bring new functionality to customers. We develop new ways to solve problems. So let's talk about autonomous remote services and what that really means. I'm probably talking too fast. So autonomous remote services, not a catchy name. I get it, but it's a very specific name because we have to be descriptive when we create a new industry. I call it autonomous because in order to qualify as part of this new industry, the devices themselves have to have a high degree of autonomy. They've got to do stuff themselves. So that's why autonomous comes from. But at the same time, because we love the man guarding component of the industry, we use the word remote. And in the universe that we're creating here, we never want to strand or orphan anybody at one of our devices because of a problem, a language problem, a hook problem, a hang problem, whatever the issue might be. As a result, on all of our solutions, we always have a single button touch to connect back to a man guard. And part of the innovation that we've brought to this new industry is that human resource can either be remote or it could be local. We have a very distributed way of connectivity, which is unique and new to the business. The last piece of the name is services. And the reason is that if you're in the man guarding side, you know that you do so much more than security. You do so much more than just telling people to get off the property, right? You're given directions. You're providing a physical deterrent. You're doing a lot of stuff like that. So instead of calling it autonomous remote security, that's why I named it services. And under the blanket of that industry, we have developed from scratch 5 purpose-built products. We have a very healthy roadmap of what I think are very exciting software and hardware developments for calendar 2021, which we'll be launching. And that's where we're at today from an idea of what we do.
Thank you for that segue, because if you've watched my first video, that was my raw reaction to your products for the very first time. So any of my comments that I made literally is a natural reaction. So I don't know if you've had a chance to watch that video, but if you can share with the viewer if my reaction was correct, or if there's additional information that you want to add so that the reviewer know the specific functions of each of your hardware devices.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, I love the reaction. The video that you did was honest and natural, which is really what I look for and how we need to operate as, #RadArmy. I was appreciative of the fact that you understood the business. There's a lot of mantras in OTC trading, and one of them that most of them drive me crazy. Like, to be honest with you, most of them drive me crazy. I think most of them are trashy, but one of them is know what you own, right? Have you heard that one? Have you seen that one? Yeah, know what you own. Well, so many of these traders are momentum traders or or chart. I call them chartists. They look at the charts. They never understand what the business is. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so present. So to hear you and to see a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of other folks that have done a lot of writing about the company, but have them go through our press releases, go through our websites, go through our filings, and really share in their words and their language what we do is heartening to me, and something that obviously I endorse and promote, because that strengthens our Red Army and our approach and our appeal.
Thank you very much. And I think that was probably one of the reasons I was attracted to your company. Like I've mentioned, I created my YouTube channel to make another $1 million in 24 months. That's the goal. So every single decision that I make, it's with purpose. So I agree with you. The charts doesn't really mean anything. You have to understand the product, and you have to understand what the emerging trends are. And like I've mentioned before, I found your company because I was specifically looking for an extension of Kathy Woods' ARC-Q ETF, which is the Autonomous Technology and Robotics section, because she said that this is a new segment and it's going to be explosive. And for that reason, I started to dig into your company. But I'm curious to know, why do you think that it's prime time for your product?
Well, great point.